Hi everyone, welcome to Educon community. So this is our continuation of the Java interview series, and today our topic is association in Java. So if you will learn these topics from that association, then any questions from association will be covered, right? So what is the association basically? So as you know that association is a relationship between two or more entities that establishes a connection or linkage between them. So association can have various meanings, but the main condition is the relationships with entities, like one entity to another entity. So that is basically the association. So it is one of the most important topics in object oriented programming and databases. So there are several types of association. So first is one to one association. Next is one to many or many to one association. Then many to many association. Then aggregation and composition. Got it? So if you will hold this knowledge, means the association, then it will be easier when you will do the database or schema related design in your organizations or like that. So this topic is very much important and a very good favorite topic during interview. So basically, what is one-to-one association? So here, single instance of one class is associated with a single instance of another class. Like a person has one passport or one Aadhaar card or one voter card only, right? A person doesn't have the multiple passports. Okay, so what's the issue? If it will have multiple passports, so there will be ambiguity issue, right? Okay, but the bad people were the bad. They used to make several passports, but that is not good for society or something like that. Those are fake, not the good, like not the original passport. Those are the fakes. So only one original passport. So like a person has one original passport, that will be more suitable, right? So next is one to many or many to one association. So one instance of a class is associated with multiple instances of another class. So a teacher can teach multiple students, or a teacher can teach multiple subjects of computer science, right? Like I can teach database, I can teach Java, I can teach the networking, I can teach the operating systems, like that. So this is basically one to many or many to one. Many to one means like many employees are working in same organizations. That is like many to one. Many employee, their organization or employer is same. That is basically many to one, right? Then many to many association, like multiple instances of one class are associated with multiple instances of another class. Like students can enroll in multiple courses. Students can give multiple exams, and each course can have multiple students, like that. This is basically the many to one. Many to many. Next to like aggregation and composition, those two are special type of associations. There is has a relationship. So aggregation is basically a weak relationship in which both the entities can survive without each other. So they are basically independent. They can exist independently. Like a department has multiple professors, but if the department is removed, the professors still exist. Professors can go to another organizations and there they can find that department and there also they can teach, right? So that is basically aggregation. So this is basically weak relationship. Next is like composition. Composition is more strong than aggregation. I have told you that aggregation is weak relationship, And composition is strong has a relationship. So a stricter form of aggregation where the contained object cannot exist independently. So that is basically a strong relationship in which both the entities cannot survive without each other, like building and the room. Or you can say, as here, car has an engine. So if the car is destroyed, the engine is also destroyed. So this is basically the types of association. There are mainly five types of association. But if you will break down this one to many and many to one separate, then you also can consider six types of. But mainly this, like three to four, like this one to one association, one to many, or many to one and many to many, this type, and special type are aggregation and composition. So another question can be asked, like what are the difference between this aggregation and composition? So if you will consider according to the lifetime, so basically in case of aggregation, the objects have their own lifetime and there is no owner. But in case of composition, they are controlled by whole or parent that owns it. Here I have already told you that the content object cannot exist independently. So like in case of scope, you can also consider for aggregation like uh, the parent objects and child objects are independent. But in case of composition, parent object also means the death of its children. Okay. So and aggregation is also like weak relationship and composition is strong relationship. And examples also I have given you. So these are the main funda for that association. So from association, only these type of questions can be raised. No other than these questions. Like what is association, what are the types of association, and the difference between the aggregation and compositions. So that's all. This association is covered totally. Now we will jump into the next topics. Okay, like from here the also one question I can form, like with two given classes. Okay, like another question I'm forming, like suppose if you have two given classes, one is A class and another is B class, right? And how will you implement aggregation and composition programmatically? So programmatically, like composition basically using what? That uses inner classes, right? And for aggregation, aggregation basically use the reference variable. So that's all. Thank you everyone.